everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Today's game features arguably the best defense in the NFL. The Jets are top 10 in fewest points allowed, and they'll be up against a Packers big number on them. With that, it's time to hook up with our commentators in the booth as we turn it over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, thanks. We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Today, we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here between the Green Bay Packers and the New York Jets. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you look at this Jets ball club. They've been playing well, really. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. And, Charles, despite this list of key inactives that we see here, they've obviously still been pretty successful.
Give everyone credit for this one, because to me, when that happens, key guys are out, the next man steps up and plays well. But that starts with the organization itself, all the way through. No excuses for guys being out. Finding guys who are capable backups who can step up and play when they need them. And we've seen the results of that. This team knows how to work through things.
7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Back to throw now on first down. Wide open receiver complete. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top.
And his first carry, he loses the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll get it down here to the 43. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it third down.
Look, the first down marker is out there, but sometimes it's hard to find for an offense when they're in a long yardage situation, which usually means throw the football. In this case, they went against the tendency and ran it. And, boy, the reward was there. A big, big pickup. And guess what? It's now third and very short in order to try and pick up a first down.
And they get 10 yards there and convert on third. Well, we saw the practice film this week. They wanted to focus on these intermediate passing plays, and it paid off there.
And they took that focus not just to the practice field, but in the film room to show the guys exactly what they wanted, what types of looks they should expect to get, and how they would beat those coverages each and every time, and it paid off on that play.
Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. And on 2nd and 10 now. Slot man moves right. And he'll give it here to his running back. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
While we know that the identity of this offense is to throw the ball, they've got to run it every so often. They can't let them just tee off and get to their...
That's complete. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So our initial drive here this afternoon results in 3. I'm not sure that was a statement necessarily, but getting points on the road, never a bad thing.
No question about it, Brandon. You had a crowd that was all fired up during pregame introductions.
So now this offense will take over, and they will have the football at their own 20-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's got some space here. And they're able to get this one across the 35. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice game.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Going up top. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
That was a really nice run there to bring up 3rd and short. After the incompletion on first down, it's awfully nice to have a running back that you can hand it to and put you back in a good situation.
So second down was a run play. Now let's see what they do on 3rd. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he is going to lose yardage here. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4.
Brandon, that play ended so fast, it's almost as if the quarterback handed it to the runner, and the tackler was there right away for a loss of yardage.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And this will do the job nicely as that'll be out of bounds just inside the 10-yard line. This offense ready to head back out there as they'll take over with a little over a minute to play in this first quarter. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer. Create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and give these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive.
All right, it's football 101 to know that the quarterback controls just about everything on offense, but a lot of times what gets missed is that the center controls line play. He has to communicate to the guards and the tackles what type of front they're facing, how they're going to block it, and what adjustments need to be made sometimes on the fly as a defense will shift. Give the center a lot of credit because for the most part, he's got big defensive linemen over his face all game long that he's got to try and block and protect his quarterback and create space for his runner. In this case, he did a really nice job of communicating and executing.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard.
It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons that they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say.
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
Defense. The penalty is declined.
Seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, and pushed it past the 50-yard line so they thought they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? They'll run it now out of the gun. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll give the Packers a first down.
It's really come into vogue to talk about the different gaps that the defense tries to attack in an offensive line. And most of the time we're talking about blitzes. How many times have you heard it's the space between the center and the guards, either side. So when you're having a double-A gap blitz, there's two guys coming through that gap. In this situation, though, that A gap wasn't open for the defense to exploit. The offensive line took care of it, protected it, and moved the defensive guys out of the way to allow for that nice run.
Second down and just one.
Here we go. 3-19. 3-19. Watch him now, Barney.
Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open. Complete. Touchdown, Packers. Their dangerous wide receiver. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Packers have taken the lead. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked.
And we drop you into the start of this next possession. The score, 7-0. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
Whether it's what we call an even front or an odd front, and an odd front's real easy to figure out. If that guy is lined up over the nose of the center, typically that's an odd front defense. Odd number of people, meaning 3-4 versus the 4-3, which is an even front. You've got to control those guys in the middle. Whether it's the nose or the two defensive tackles in a 4-man front, if those guys can't get moved, you cannot run the ball in the middle of the field. And in that play, they were able to actually take care of business.
Back to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. No gain, and it's 2nd down. 10 yards still left on second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Defense thinking pass. They've got the nickel set out on 3rd and 6. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. This from 25 yards out. And his kick is indeed good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So the drive takes him inside the 10, but it ends with just 3.
And a nice job defensively to rise up and make sure they didn't get in.
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done. Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
Green 39! Green 39!
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. It'll be a gain of 4. And they're going to face a 3rd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And he's got the 1st down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
Here we go now. Green 39!
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Quick hitter here is complete. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. Again, he'll drop to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
3rd down and 1. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Touchdown, Packers. A great effort there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And once again, the Packers, they're back out in front.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock. So some... And we drop you into the start of this next possession. The score, 7-0. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And a quick throw here, that's complete. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter.
Leopard! Leopard! Watch it now. Here we go. Gone! Leopard! Leopard!
Halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where we check in with Larry Ridley and a
EA halftime report. I'm Larry Ridley. Let's take a look back at the first half. The Jets secondary has held up to this point. The Packers have struggled now for 2 straight weeks in the passing department, and so it just hasn't been a big part of their offense. Here we go. Let's do this. Here's your first half highlights. Following the fumble, the pass out of the gun will be completed, and this play will go for 6. They go ahead by 3. Midway through the second quarter, the pass out of the gun will be completed, and the play will come to an end after a gain of 25. However, they only come away with a field goal on the drive. Now to late in the first half, this run stays up the middle here. He'll take it in for the touchdown. The Packers on top by 6.
All right, Larry, thank you. A fairly tight game here as we get set to resume play in this second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Back out onto the field now. Here comes the Jet defense. They are down on the scoreboard as we begin the second half and looking to avoid a bigger deficit.
And I could just hear the coaches now.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. A gain of 3, second down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Green 39! Green 39!
They're going to look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he sensed being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Gun now on third down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. He's got a man complete.
Pass interference. Defense.
And after a nice gain, they don't need the penalty. They'll decline it, take the ball where the play resulted. Fresh set of downs here. They'll run it now out of the gun. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down. You're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and the drive will wind up yielding 3. So 3 field goals for him here, and this last one helps him stretch out the lead.
And he's been solid as you.
And we drop you into the start of this next possession. The score, 7-0. They'll give it to him right up the gut. He takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4. The Pro Bowler, Muhammad Wilkerson, brings him down.
I don't care what the emphasis is in the NFL at any given time. Every defense is still going to say their #1 goal every game is stop the run. And right now, they're not doing that, and that really chips away at your confidence.
They'll look to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. A very solid gain of 27.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. To throw now on first down. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that'll bring up second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Looking to throw. He'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down.
My high school coach, John Ford, used to say all the time, if you're in a bad situation, laddie, don't compound it with a bad decision as well. And I think that's what we just saw there. Harassed in the pocket, and he throws into double coverage anyway.
He called you laddie?
He called me laddie, and that was the nicest thing he called me.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Steps away to his left. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Now that's a quarterback who's in charge out there right now. Wants to throw the ball on third down, doesn't find anyone open, tucks it away, takes off, and picks up the first down. Not by a little, but by plenty.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20. A bunch of Jets there, a whole gang of them flying to the football to make the stop.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that in just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8. The gun. They'll look to throw. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion as we just saw there, that's winning football.
And this one is right through. And that will give them a 12-point lead. We drop you into the start of this next possession. The score, 7-0. And they'll go with the ground attack here. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. A couple of Jets there in on the stop. He's fumbled already once, Charles. I'm not going to say that that was in his mind there, but I'm sure that during some of these plays he is mindful of it.
And once you fumble the ball, you know what your team tells you and your coaching staff? Take care of it. Rest of the game. And it does get in your mind a little bit, and sometimes that slows down your effort in trying to get free from tacklers.
And the defenders know it too. They sniff that out, don't they?
Everybody wants to swarm the football. You know what the rule is. First guy hold up the runner. Everyone else try and get there and strip the ball free.
So here we go, a third down after the second down pass completion.
Let's go. Blue landing. Blue landing.
They'll set up a throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Here we go now. 3-19.
They're going to look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now on third and long, and he fires one that's intercepted. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six and a Jet touchdown. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over.
Here we go. 3-19.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Wide open receiver complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down. So 2nd and 10 here. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side.
3-19.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And he fires one incomplete.
Receivers work all the time on making sure they catch the ball, haul it into their bodies before they turn and run. A little bit of loss of focus on that play.
10 yards to go on third.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
They'll look to throw again. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 7 yards on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. On now is the Packers punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. And we drop you into the start of this next possession. The score, 7-0. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Set.
And they'll go on the ground. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Well, they'll take that every time with a lead, first down, fourth quarter, getting 8 yards. You love that.
They will take it, and you have to ask the defensive guys, why did you give it? I mean, you know the situation. You're down, have to stop them, have to get the football back. But 8 yards on first down puts them back on their heels.
And he is going to lose yardage here. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down. And in this situation with a lead, fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. 2nd down following the run.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. Back to throw here. Hard throw, incomplete.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
On now is the Packers punter, as he's on here to punt it away. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. And the stats on the screen. After a good punt, this offense will start with tough field position inside the 10. They come up in an offset eye. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
But he was stopped on that play. But he's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And some room for him there as he'll take this up to about the 15. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
They come out here in the eye. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to have the first down as he's marked down just shy of the 20. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the first down.
Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll push forward for about 4 up to the 23. Couple of Jets there in on the stop.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And not a whole lot doing there, so get it up to about the 28-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at a 4th down now as they try to hold on to this lead for dear life. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. And now out come the Jets. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field.
He's back to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. And now they're in the hurry-up. Back to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. He'll look to throw. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete.
And there's a good opportunity to just went awry there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
Back to throw. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
Remember how much we enjoyed watching him last week?
It's the same thing this week. Look at those numbers.
I'd hate to be a defender right now because no matter what they're throwing at him in terms of coverages, he's finding ways to defeat it. And even when he's covered, he's not covered. Hey, what is he doing? What's that term they use? He's uncovering and making big catches. Really fun to watch.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. And Ty Montgomery has it complete. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And incomplete here on 3rd down. He was looking for Ty Montgomery that time. And that'll bring up a 4th down.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in. Now they'll run it on the toss. And some room to work.
12 yards is the pickup there. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks.
One of the hallmarks of their success this year, they've been fearless on 4th down. And they convert another one right here to move the chains.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. Now back to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, any caused incompletion is good for a defense. But when you add to it, you get a little hit on the quarterback, knock him to the ground, make him think a little bit, hopefully knock him off his game, especially in a game of this magnitude, this tight in the 4th quarter. You got to feel pretty good as a defense.
Unable to connect on the 1st down pass play. Now it's 2nd down. Now whistles come in before the snap. Looked like one of the Jets may have moved. Now this will be the 9th play on this drive. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. He got 29 yards that time. And no doubt, this is what you call a bounce-back game from a week ago.
And absolutely zero surprise, don't you think? Think about our meeting with the coaches. I mean, all they kept talking about was, well, you know, if you had a bad game last week, it won't happen again. Right. There won't be 2 in a row. We'll bear the brunt of what happened from the week before.
Yeah, they were giving us all the cliches, hoping he would right the ship, and he has. Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. So the defense has put them in a tough spot. It's 2nd and long. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. They'll look to throw again. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Their big tight end with time running out. And the Jets have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter.
How many practices we watched over time where the offense works on scoring late in the game and finding a way to win, as we just saw there.
Just saw it right there. Now can they preserve that advantage that they just got? And they'll get set here looking for the 2-point conversion. They'll look to throw. And this is Shepard on the catch. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. So that effort gives him a 3-point cushion and guarantees that a field goal going forward won't beat them.
Yeah, that's really good strategy because that's all you care about. Not getting beat at this stage. At least give your team a fighting chance.
Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles? Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They come out 5 wide. 3 of them to the right side. He's back to throw. Going to throw right side here. Complete. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. 2nd down now after the pass completion. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Back to throw. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys will... Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. And now the Packers going to take another timeout. That'll be their second, so one more chance to stop the clock here, and we'll be back. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back.
Here we go.
The Jets, with victory seemingly in hand, they take the knee. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside. And with a 3rd and 13 here, the defense in a down look. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. Here's the Jets punter now, as he's on to kick it away. Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So for the Jets, the win moves them a couple games over 500 now at 7-5. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for the Packers, it's a loss that could wind up costing them a first-round bye as they dip to 9-3. And they will be at home next week to take on the Miami Dolphins. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Jets as we say so long from MetLife Stadium.